Libra, we are going to be doing your reading. So we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys, Libra. Libra, Libra. Libra. All right. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh. That's kind of interesting. All right, Six of Cups reversed at the bottom. You guys have the Justice card reversed, and this is showing up for your current energy. I think there's an energy here of something that is unknown, okay, that kind of thing. What I also want to say is you might be feeling a little bit like, I want to say maybe disconnected from yourself or something like that, okay? This Justice card, that is you guys. So with it showing up reverse, I don't know. I'm not sure. I also want to say, well, my camera's really doing something. I also want to say, might be dealing with a Taurus, okay? I feel like your energy came out in Taurus's reading. So, all right, let's see. You also might be going into something here with maybe not exactly thinking about the results of something, okay? That kind of stuff. Interesting energy off of this, all right? So let's see. All right, you guys have the Lover's card, and this is showing up in your environment. So, all right, what the heck? I kind of feel like there might be a decision that maybe you're not thrilled with here, okay? That might be something we're talking about, all right? I kind of do understand that because it feels like in your environment, there's maybe something that was like already set up or already kind of decided upon, that kind of stuff, okay? Something about that, and I feel like you might be in the energy of being like, I don't know if that was really fair, or I don't know if that was the correct result or the correct answer, okay? Something like that. So, all right, let's see. Sorry, obviously you guys can see that. My phone's like really having a time over here. All right, so you guys have the Temperance card. This is showing up as part of your challenge, okay? So I feel like there might be a challenge in altering something, changing something, okay? I want to say morphing something into something else, okay? That kind of stuff. You know what's really weird? I'm getting the imagery of like a friggin' transformer off of this, okay? Like, you know those toys like Transformers? I'm not sure, but I'm picking up something regarding that, okay? It could also be that maybe there's something to do with timing here that maybe is presenting as a bit of a challenge, all right? You know what I'm also understanding? I'm almost wondering if something was like already set up and something was already like, again, like decided upon, everything was like kind of like even or something like that. And I wonder if you are maybe seeing something as like, okay, somebody else thinks that that's like even, but you might be like, that's not. That could be like more, I want to say even. I don't know, something like that. Like I'm almost getting this like literally like being like we have to divide this exactly in half. I don't know. I'm understanding something about that, okay? Maybe that's the challenge is in splitting up something, okay? That kind of stuff. All right, and I also feel like there's maybe, I don't know, there's a certain like feeling with this Temperance card here showing up as your challenge. And again, I feel like there's just something that you're like, I don't know if it's almost like, is that correct? Is that right? Is that the fair thing to do? Or is that the correct answer? Like something like that, okay? That kind of stuff. So there maybe is even a little bit of a disagreement between you and maybe somebody around you or a situation around you. You have the Ten of Pentacles. This is showing up for your opportunity. So I feel like you have the opportunity to, I want to say maybe be really supported through something, okay, that kind of stuff. And you know what this is weird, you know what I want to say with this is like almost, I wonder if you're in a position where it's like you have like legacy over something, or you have like, you've like been there the longest, or whatever we're talking about here, like there's a sense of like you have like a solid foundation with something, all right, or you, again, like you've, I want to say like you've proven yourself in a certain way, that kind of stuff, okay? That might be kind of going well for you in the terms of like making a certain decision or having like the final answer on something, okay? That kind of stuff. I almost want to say like the deal breaker, or not the deal breaker, like the what do you call that? Like a tiebreaker, that, I don't know, so, something like that. So, all right, let's see what's going on here. I'm having the, like, okay, there's something about like being indecisive about something, or again being like, okay, yes, that's what it is, oh no, it's not, like kind of going back and forth, that kind of stuff. But I really do feel like there is either a person or something in your environment that they've like that they're like, no, this is how it's supposed to be, or these things, like, I don't know. This is hard to explain. So let's get out your oracle cards and see what else. All right. I really do want to keep calling you Taurus. I swear to God, this happened to Taurus's reading, is that I wanted to like call them Libra or something. All right, so let's see what else is going on here. Maybe you think something is not fair. I don't know, but all right, let's see what's going on. I definitely understand something about a disconnect of some sort. Okay, there's the devil card. So maybe that's what we're trying to do, is disconnect from something, okay? Or there's something like that you're like having a hard time like letting go of, okay? Something like that. So all right, let's see. Okay, so you guys have number 17. It says even wisdom needs to rest. Again, this is for your current energy here. So kind of like that, even wisdom needs to rest. I mean, that is true, especially with this justice card. It could be that it's like, you know what, maybe you are the person who usually has all the answers for, you know, whatever this is, okay? That kind of thing. All right, that might be something about this. But you know what's interesting? You have that Page of Wands previous to this justice energy. So it kind of feels like there's already been something of like a discovery or going on an adventure of some sort. Or, you know, like kind of, I want to say like, I do want to kind of lean on like discovering something, okay? That kind of stuff. I feel like that, like, you know, you've already done that in the past, or you maybe even took maybe a risk on something, or there was something you were like physically kind of like drawn to, that kind of stuff, okay? And now I feel like there's just this energy of you, again, like taking a rest on something, but I almost feel like you maybe don't want to, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling. There might be something that you're like, I don't really want to take a rest on this. Like, I just don't want to, that kind of thing, okay? But it's like, I don't know, there's something here. I also think that this is maybe taking a break on something, okay, after doing something maybe like strenuous, or doing something that again is kind of like maybe impulsive, or is just like you know, following your impulses in some sense. It feels like maybe it's like, okay, then taking a break from that in some capacity here to maybe like come back down to like, I want to say homeostasis, that kind of thing, okay? This Page of Wands, like I'm almost getting this almost as like a runner's high. Like, you know, when like you, I don't know, you go run or whatever and like your endorphins are like skyrocketing and like you have that, like a runner's high type of situation. I'm almost getting something about that. And then it's like, okay, now we need to kind of rest from that kind of stuff. I'm almost you know what I'm getting is movement facilitating integration of some sort, okay? Whether this is integrating thoughts, downloads, whatever the heck it is, okay? Something about that. I'm really understanding that, okay? That is definitely a true thing. So, all right, let's see. Okay. I wonder if you're dealing with a Virgo, okay? Or maybe there's a Virgo energy, that kind of stuff, okay? So, all right, in your environment, you guys have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and then you have it with the Lover's card. So I feel like there is an energy of somebody who is, again, maybe coming together with something maybe kind of new, because there's a sense of feeling, I want to say, out of your comfort zone, or out of their like what they're usually like surrounded by. There's something about that. It feels almost like being uprooted, but I want to say kind of happy about it in some capacity, okay? That kind of stuff. You know, that like uprooting reference, I am definitely understanding that, all right? But this Lover's card in your environment, you know, for some of you guys, it could even be that there's something maybe financially based, you know, going around, that kind of stuff. And it could be that maybe you're in the energy of being like, you know what, I want to do something maybe kind of on a budget. Maybe there's a person that you can like link up with, or, you know, something about that you're both like on the same page with, whatever that is, okay? Not exactly sure what is kind of going on with that, but I do feel like there's maybe somebody around you who maybe is a homebody, that kind of stuff. Maybe you and somebody else, like you're kind of both in that way, or you're both I don't know, like a homebody, something like that, okay? I don't know. That's kind of what I'm understanding. For some of you guys, I'm also understanding maybe having somebody around you, or maybe there's a situation around you that's allowing you to maybe bow out of a certain responsibility, or being like, I don't have to take care of this particular thing, that kind of stuff. You know, for some of you guys, maybe this is like, going on like a girls trip or going on like a boys trip, and maybe like your spouse is like watching the kids or watching the house or taking over something that like, you know, would typically be like maybe a responsibility that like you would also be helping out with, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, I am kind of understanding that, especially with this like even wisdom needs to rest. Like there's some, I don't know, it's like taking turns or you know, something like that. So all right, you guys have belonging. This is showing up for part of your challenge here. So all right, belonging. And then you have it with the 9 of Cups and the Temperance card here. So I'm getting that same idea of like in the past, I think that there was like an energy of kind of being surrounded by maybe something that you're feeling quite comfortable, or this is just like what it is. Like, you know, that's something that maybe you're comfortable doing a particular thing, or you're feeling like maybe I even want to say like kind of like proud of yourself for something here. I'm not exactly sure why that's showing up as a past challenge. All right, that kind of thing, but it could be maybe feeling like, okay, I'm scared to kind of branch out. I've always been like involved in this particular thing, that kind of stuff. And maybe it's like now you're being pushed maybe like outside your comfort zone, maybe kind of being like, I want to say forced to like be like in the middle with something, as opposed to being like, okay, I'm over here or I'm over here. It's like it's like floating around. I don't know. So that's kind of what I'm understanding for part of this challenge. All right, that kind of stuff. I also think that possibly some of this could be maybe being a little bit maybe I want to say like not sure how something is going to go, or feeling like nervous about how something's going to be if you change something, alter something, that kind of stuff. Okay, again, this could have to do with timing, or you know, something. All right, some like I am getting more so of like a timing energy, but I also feel like there's something about like feeling, I don't know, feeling like you want to have like more protection with something, or feeling like I really want to be I want to be comfortable. I don't know, something about that. Okay, I don't know, it's really interesting. All right. I'm also getting like too much of a good thing is too much, but I don't know exactly what it is that we are talking about here. All right, I think that there is a good amount of like desire with something, or really wanting, something about like desiring something, wanting something, that kind of stuff. But I feel like this has maybe more to do with like physical comfort, or like emotional comfort, or like literally like what like where you are, where like who you're surrounded by, or what it is you're surrounded by, something like that. All right, so all right, you have the 2 of Wands and you have it with the reverse 5 of Swords showing up for part of this challenge. So 2 of Wands, I feel like there is, I think that this is kind of confirming that 9 of Cups. I do think that there's something where it's like you're going to have to maybe again, like take like a step towards something, but I think that it's like being okay with not knowing what the result is, or being okay with like, not knowing what the result is, whatever it is, like doing something without being like, I know exactly how this is going to be, or doing something without having to like explain yourself, or having something be like extremely fair. You might be somebody, I said this to another sign, I forget who the heck it was, but you might be somebody who like, maybe it's like, I want everybody to be like included, or you know, something like that. And again, I do feel like there's like a separation energy, or like switching roles in some sense, that kind of stuff. And that might be just like uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be like, you know, for some of you guys, it's like you feel like you're like missing somebody else, or there's somebody else that's like usually like with you, or like your counterpart, something like that. Okay, that kind of stuff. I'm definitely getting that, like something's missing. Okay, that kind of stuff. All right. So I want to say number 7 or 25. Okay, I don't know. So all right. Oh, that's kind of interesting. This 2 and 5 here, that is 25. Okay, and then weirdly enough, you have this 5 and 2 here, so that would be 27. So, all right, maybe you guys like numbers. All right, or this is like some type of like completion energy, or it's like the last thing right before something is kind of like brought all the way home, or is finalized, or something like that. I really am getting this thing where it's like the results are not just right there, the answer is not right there. It's something that you're going to have to like dig deep for, or like again having to like discover something without it just being like spelled out for you. I don't know, something like that. So, all right, it does feel like kind of going towards some like idea of, you know, opening up, discovering something, or being like, you know what, let's venture this way. It's like we haven't gone this way yet. Let's go this way. I'm getting something about that. Okay, I feel like doing that might be something that actually is like make something easier for you. And I almost want to say it's like now you don't have to explain yourself, or there's something that you're feeling like I can do this without having to like be sneaky, or without having to like get like a shallow victory out of something here, you know? I don't know. There's something about that. What I will also say is I think that this whole like rest energy, like even wisdom needs to rest, that could be really indicative of this Two of Wands. Maybe it's like, yeah, you know, you're going to have to make moves forward on something, but first it's like planning something, making sure that something is like kind of, you know, planned, that kind of stuff, or planned really well, so that there is not this energy of like maybe having to like scramble at the last moment, or trying to like figure something out, or trying to like explain something here that is maybe like, okay, now I feel like I'm forcing this, or, you know, whatever it is, or at the very least avoiding, you know, conflict of some sort, okay, that kind of stuff. Maybe a timing conflict, or I don't know, something like that, or a particular conversation that maybe you're not wanting to have right now, whatever it is. So, all right, you have the Two of Swords, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So there's something about not avoiding something that is like imminent, is I don't know if it's obvious, but something that maybe you have been already avoiding, whatever it is. I feel like this is not the time to avoid it anymore. It almost feels like this would be like dodging a tower moment, something like that. Okay, that's kind of what I'm understanding here. But I do feel like there is. There's like a need to like give yourself time to like, again, process something or plan something, planning time, that kind of stuff, okay? So that it's almost like, so you can see like a few moves in advance, so that if there is like this energy of like needing to be like cutthroat or whatever the heck it is, it's like you have a way around that, or you're not relying on that for something, okay? That kind of stuff. All right, that's kind of what I'm understanding here. So, all right. I almost want to say don't avoid the number 3. I don't know what the heck that's about, but don't avoid the number 3. All right, so let's see. So you have this co-creation card. This is showing up for your opportunity. So let's see what this is all about. So, all right, co-creation, I like that, especially with belonging showing up as your challenge. It's like maybe there's a sense of like, I don't really know where I belong, that kind of stuff, okay? You know, it certainly could be. It's like, it really feels like you're like in between, you know? You're like I'm in between. I'm in between. I don't know. That's what it feels like. So I kind of like this co-creation. That's giving you a chance to kind of like maybe feel belonging, or feeling a sense of belonging, or, you know, collaborating with other people, whatever it is, co-creating, whatever it is here, okay, that kind of stuff. Maybe with somebody unexpected, maybe, you know, certainly, maybe this is somebody who is like, maybe you never met them before, or I don't know, something. So, all right, let's see. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, and you have it with the Ten of Pentacles here for part of this opportunity. I do like that, especially if this is like a financial nod for anybody, okay? So Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, I feel like in the past energy, there was some opportunity or something that you grabbed a hold of, and you were like, I'm gonna make something of this. I'm not gonna just like let this go to waste, that kind of stuff. For some of you guys, you have invested time, energy, money, whatever the heck it is, into something here in the past, okay? That kind of thing. I feel like, I gotta tell you, I feel like this is like a never-ending something. I don't know what that is, but it feels like this is something that it's like exponentially can grow, or there's like working with like maybe, why do I want to say like investors, or like, I don't know, something like that. I'm not a financial investor at all, okay? But I don't know, it feels like there's something in that, okay? Like accepting some type of opportunity or going for an opportunity, that kind of thing, okay? There's something in that in the past where I feel like it's almost like you're able to do something because of the work. Well, this kind of feels kind of obvious, really, because of the work, time, energy, that kind of stuff that you have poured into something, okay? That kind of stuff. I feel like there's been like really solid foundational work for something, and that's why I feel like your opportunity might even be to like, hey, this Ace of Pentacles, this could be like passing on something to like your family, your kids, whatever the heck it is, okay? Or even reinvesting into yourself, or reinvesting into something that you're wanting to, again, be like very like comfortable, that kind of stuff. I'm getting an idea of like absolute like creature comforts, having everything you need, that kind of stuff. And I'm also understanding like investments, like being like, I'm going to be super savvy about this. I'm putting my time, energy, whatever into this thing, and I know that it's going to pay back, or it's going to like make the future more comfortable, that kind of stuff, okay? Definitely understanding that. And with this co-creation, maybe there's somebody who like is really good about whatever this is that you can like kind of connect with, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly could be. So, all right. Like this song, like we started from the bottom, now we're here. I'm almost getting that, okay? That kind of energy. So, all right, let's see. I don't know. These little things are sticking out to me on this guy's legs here. Okay, those like little things. I don't know. They're kind of cool. I don't know, but those were sticking out to me. So, all right. Yeah, so you have the King of Pentacles with the Temperance card. You have the Temperance card twice. You guys might be dealing with a Sagittarius. I swear to God, I feel like I've been mentioning Sagittarius for like a month straight now. So, I don't know. There's just like a lot of Sagittarius energy around. That kind of stuff, okay? So King of Pentacles and the Temperance card, again, this is showing up for part of this opportunity. So yes, I feel like you either have a good financial backing in something that you're able to kind of get something up and running, or you're able to give yourself a rest on something because you've been putting in the work previous to it, that kind of stuff. Or there was something here that maybe you just took like kind of a risk on something, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly could have been maybe waiting for the results, okay? That kind of stuff. But I feel like this is like preparing you for like an upgrade in something, or being able to like really like have your finances increased, or being able to like take care of like yourself and like your family, or whoever it is that you see as your family, like in a comfortable way, being like, I can provide for this, like I can even like pass this down, like leaving a legacy, that kind of stuff, okay? I'm definitely understanding something regarding that. So King of Pentacles for what to do for this opportunity. I mean, I absolutely feel like this has something to do with maybe doing something traditional, but I also feel like this is maybe considering the length of time of something, or considering the length of a particular investment or something like that, okay? That kind of stuff. This could also be maybe leaning on something that is maybe more, I want to say conservative, as opposed to maybe something that's risky, okay? There could be, not for nothing, maybe there was something in the past that you did take a risk on something, and maybe the results were not what you wanted. It was something that was like, that was not worth it. I'm not going to put my energy back into that, okay? That kind of stuff. So maybe this is like, hey, this go around, do something that maybe is a little bit more traditional, that kind of stuff, or something that like maybe you've done so many times that you can just rely on it. You know it's going to work. It's a like surefire thing, that kind of stuff. You have the Temperance card with whatever this is. So I feel like this is changing a situation from like one thing to making it even better, I want to say making something more solid, okay, that kind of stuff. For some of you guys, there might be something about like maybe moving assets or moving finances, moving money, whatever it is, that kind of stuff, okay? Doing something about that to strengthen something, or to make something maybe more protected, okay? Or ensuring that something is like a certain length of time, or that something's going to happen at the right moment, something like that, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling. All right, so you have the Sun card, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So maybe there's something that is like, maybe you're not supposed to reveal a particular thing right now for one reason or another, okay? That could be part of it. I also think with this Sun card, this might be a little bit of an indication of this like Nine of Cups here for the challenge. It maybe this, Nine of Cups, that can be like, wish come true, that kind of stuff. That Sun card, it's like definitely like a really great energy. So maybe there's something about, not looking for like instant gratification, that kind of stuff, and more so looking for like a surefire investment, or something that's going to be good now and later. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that. I don't know. That it feels very like investment based. That's really what this feels like here, Libra. Okay, something like that. And I do understand like a separation of something here, a separation. I don't think I mean this in the terms of a breakup. I think I more so mean this as like, separating for one reason or another, that kind of stuff. Maybe taking a break on something, whatever it is here. All right, so that's what I have for you guys, Libra. I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you could check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.